So they sent me on a yoga retreat. So I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. So I got a text like 2 weeks ago, and they asked me to go to a resiliency training in law enforcement. And I said, yeah, of course I'm going to go. I'm all about it. So then I looked up what the place was. It was this place called Kripalu, which I didn't know was a very, very well-known, well-renowned yoga destination. And I immediately got skeptical and nervous, and I thought it was going to be the type of place where they shoved yoga down your throat and told you that yoga was the answer for everything. But when I got there, I realized that that's completely not what it was. In fact, the yoga was optional, except for a couple of breathing stretches and stuff that we did in class, which were literally like a minute. Okay, the yoga was optional. What the training really was about was things that I personally have done for the last 4 or 5 years that have helped me change my life and transition from the person that I used to be, which, if you know me before this, and I talk about this all the time, is I used to be a complete asshole, okay? It helped me lose weight, it helped me do all that stuff, and it just comes, it's just about taking a moment to, like, breathe, think, and then, make a decision. And I'm, like, and I'm going to talk about, like, there was this training that came out a while ago. It was 20K training. And if you're in the NYPD and you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And they talked about the breathing and whatever. And it obviously, and in my opinion, it was taught wrong. Okay? And that's the problem. When it comes to a life and death situation, and when things pop off, we're not talking about taking a minute to breathe and close your eyes and all that stuff. What it's saying is, when you actually do have a minute, you breathe. Take a deep breath. When you're about to do a felony car stop, before you stop that car, you take a deep breath and you tactically breathe. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. The military, they call it tactical breathing. In MMA, and I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast 2 weeks ago, he was talking to Edward Norton, and they were talking about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and they were talking about combat breathing and martial arts breathing, and it's the same thing. It just has to do with, if your mindset is if you're too emotionally invested in a fight or in a confrontation, instead of mindfully breathing and relaxing throughout a confrontation or a fight or anything like that, or any situation, you're going to lose that fight, more than likely, because you're not thinking clearly. And that's what it's about, not only at work, but transitioning from work to home. Like, you're not a cop 24/7. I know they like to think that. I know some people really like to think that. They think that being a cop is their entire life, but it's not. You're a family man. You're whatever. Like, you got to take moments to sit, breathe, relax, and transition into your daily life where you're not a cop. And a lot of what they're talking about in this training, I don't even want to call it training because it's more of an experience, is separating yourself from the job and finding something you like to do. And in this place, obviously, it was a yoga place, so they talk about yoga. But they literally told you it could be anything, whether it be yoga or lifting weights or running, painting, whatever it is. You have to find a healthy habit, a healthy hobby outside the job, and I talk about this all the time already, that takes you away from the stress that we have on a daily basis. And by doing that, it'll make you a better person. It'll make you a better citizen of the world. It'll make you a better father, a better husband, all of that. Okay? It's done it for me. I can tell you that right now. Not only that, like this, the breathing and centering yourself has helped me stick to my diet. And I will go to the store, and when I'm tired, and I'll see this junk food that I want to eat, and I'll be, like, deep down I'm addicted to food. So I'll take a deep breath, think, is this the right decision? No, it's not the right decision. And it helps a lot, okay? You know, it also comes down to like mindfulness with other cops. Like, listen to what people have to say. Listen to what other cops have to tell you, and you know, maybe you could help them, and you know, maybe you know, you'll, you know, people start to care about each other and care about what each other has to say, like, instead of just thinking about like negative shit all the time, you know. But mostly it was about finding a way to de-stress outside the job, separating yourself and sitting there for a minute and just like, before you get home, like, just find a way to separate yourself from just the stressful shit that we do on a daily basis. And that's something that I've been doing for 5 years before I went to this yoga training, okay? And I think it's an important thing that people need to learn, is how to separate the job from your life, okay? Do the job, do it well, but the job is not your life. Your life is your life, and you need to transition between both. And you know, you need to start thinking positively also. Positive thinking. And one thing that I did there that I think that, you know, it's corny, whatever, and I don't care, is meditation. I found meditation to be helpful. I found meditation something that I took out of this training that I'm definitely going to do from now on. Just take a couple minutes in between home and work and sit there and think about all the things that I'm grateful for, and think about all the things that I want to do in the future. Think about all the things that I've succeeded in the past, things that I've overcome, and just sit there and just meditate and realize how lucky you are to be here on this earth in the position that you're in, and realize that anything is possible if you want it to happen, okay? And of course, there was yoga, and I tried it, and it wasn't bad, okay? Am I going to stop lifting weights and transition over to yoga? Am I going to become a yoga instructor and, like, you know, like sit on a hilltop? No, I'm not going to do that. But would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. And I've already talked to my wife about maybe doing couples yoga as a couples thing to do. I enjoyed it. Not only because, you know, obviously there's the relaxation aspect of it, which was great, but it really, and this is going to sound crazy, but it helped my mind-muscle connection in the gym. You know, I did yoga in the morning, and then I would go to the gym at night, and I realized I seriously felt a stronger mind-muscle connection when I was lifting weights in the gym. Even tonight, when I went to the gym, I felt more connected to my body. And I mean, that may sound crazy to you, but listen, it's legit, and I wouldn't steer you down the wrong direction. And when it comes to bodybuilding exercises and working out, mind-muscle connection is really important. And you can listen to any Arnold Schwarzenegger speech about it. There's a million of them, okay? And a million bodybuilders and a million people that work out will tell you the exact same thing. Mind-muscle connection is, besides eating and sleeping, is probably the most important thing when it comes to working out. You know, and I just want to close this video by saying that what they teach here is tools, right? They're tools for your toolbox. Some of many tools that you have out there to do these things. And when the situation dictates to use these tools, use them. If a situation dictates where you can't use them, don't. They're all just suggestions to help you become a better person, be better to people. And isn't that what we all want? Don't we all want to be better people, more relaxed people, enjoy our lives more, and be better cops, be better fathers, husbands, you know, and just live more successful, healthy, relaxed lives? Like, isn't that what we want? I know that's what I want. Right?